Please, you don't need these people. Let them go.
Nobody moved. Settle down. How do we open it?
You can't open it.
There has to be a key.
There's no key, I swear it. It's me. It's me. I'm the key.
Get in.
Cape Town, South Africa. A high-security bank is under attack. 4 robbers walk in wearing futuristic suits with glowing colors on their chests. They speak in robotic voices, so no one can recognize them. They drag the bank manager to the vault and beat the hell out of him until he stops arguing. He keeps saying there is no code for the vault. Red and Green do not believe him. They push him into a full-body scanning chamber that controls the lock. None of them has seen a system like this before. The vault does not open the first time. The scanner fails because the manager lost a couple of teeth when they hit him. They shove the teeth back into his mouth and force him to stand inside the scanner again. This time, the machine confirms his identity and the vault opens. In the lobby, Purple and Blue guard the hostages. One of the men starts to panic and begs them to let him go. Purple loses his temper and is about to shoot the man in the head. Blue notices how reckless he is being and knocks the hostage unconscious to shut him up before things get worse. Inside the vault, Red and Green ignore everything except one safety deposit box. They already know which one they want. They enter the combination and use a device to pull the correct fingerprints for the biometric scan. Inside is a pouch of diamonds. There is also a small USB drive mixed in with them, but they do not notice it. Back outside, Purple starts harassing another hostage, a security guard who briefly glanced away. Red comes out of the vault and tells him to stop. Purple gets offended and points his gun. Red fires back, and so does he. Both of them get hit and end up wrestling on the floor. During the fight, Red's mask comes off. She is a red-haired woman. The hostages see her face. Blue tells her she needs to kill everyone now because they can identify her. She refuses. Purple tries to stand back up, so she grabs Blue's gun, turns him around quickly, and shoots Purple in the head. They grab the body, jump into their van, and disappear before anyone can stop them. My name is Sid, and with that start, we're recapping the 2015 action thriller movie, Momentum. Please do me a favor and consider supporting this channel before we jump to the best part. Back to the story. The robbers finally pull off their masks. The red-haired woman is Alex. Blue is Kelly, and he is furious that she shot Purple, who was his friend and the one he brought into the job. He keeps ranting about how everything went wrong and blames Alex for it. Kevin, the one in the green suit, tries to calm him down and defend her, but Kelly turns on him too and keeps running his mouth. He only shuts up when Alex turns around and punches him square in the face. They change into regular clothes and get out of the van. Kevin keeps the diamonds and says he will sell them, then pay both of them their cut in a month, $30,000 each. Kelly does not trust either of them and warns them that if they try to cheat him, he will hunt them down. Alex is already irritated with Kevin for dragging her back into this. She never wanted to do the job in the first place and tells him he owes her a way out of the country. They argue and settle on hiding at a hotel for the time being. Before leaving, Alex plants an explosive in the van and blows it up once they are far enough away. At the hotel, she takes a long bath and watches the news about the robbery. The reports already include a caricature of her face based on what the hostages saw. It only makes her more frustrated. To avoid being recognized, she dyes her hair and puts in colored contacts. Kevin messages her to come to his room. She heads there and avoids eye contact with a hotel security guard in the elevator. He follows her down the hallway and asks if she needs help. Kevin opens the door just in time and pretends Alex is his wife, so the guard leaves them alone. Kevin notices her new look and flirts with her. From the way they talk, it is obvious they used to be involved romantically, but now only work together. He tells her he is waiting for a woman who will help him move the diamonds. He asks Alex to hide and goes to answer the door. The woman is Jessica, the contact he mentioned. She does not come alone. A team of armed attackers follows her in and immediately jumps Kevin and Jessica. One of them, a woman named Clinton, takes Kevin down fast. Another henchman, Jefferson, points a gun at Jessica. Their leader walks in behind them. His name is Washington. Washington demands that Jessica unlock her phone. She is terrified and gives in. He finds an intimate video she recorded with his employer to use as leverage. He deletes it without a word and shoots her in the head. Washington's men keep beating Kevin while he begs them to stop. Alex is hiding under the bed, frozen and silent, watching everything. She did not expect any of this and has no way out without being seen. From their questions, it becomes clear that Kevin got the heist intel from Washington's employer, a U.S. senator. Washington only wants what was inside the safety deposit box. Kevin keeps his mouth shut, so they start torturing him without holding back. They drag him onto the bed, and Alex can hear every scream as she stares at him. Washington does not care about the diamonds. He wants the device that was stored with them. Kevin keeps mocking them through the pain. At one point, he uses a code phrase that Alex recognizes.
Fuck you! Fuck the senator! And fuck this bed, which is probably made in China!
She searches around quietly and finds the USB drive taped under the bed. She hides it before they return to him. The beating goes too far, and Kevin dies before Washington gets what he wants. Annoyed and unsatisfied, Washington tells his men to clean up and track down Kevin's home. They assume the device might be there. Washington calls the senator and reports that he still has not found the item, but he handled the blackmail video and killed Jessica. While he is still on the phone, Alex finds a gun in the room. As he hangs up and turns around, he finally sees her standing there, with it aimed at his chest. He just looks at her and smiles, not even flinching. She gathers herself and pulls the trigger. Nothing happens. The gun is empty.
Oops.
Alex bolts out of the room as Washington and his men take off after her. She runs down the hallway and makes it to her own hotel room. She tries to slam the security door shut, but Jefferson wedges his leg in the doorway and pushes back with everything he has. Alex spots a pistol magazine inside her purse lying on the floor. She yanks the purse toward her, loads the gun, and shoots him in the leg. He falls back, and she slams the door shut. Washington calls for backup, and 2 more of his men join the chase. Alex gets out of the room right before Washington breaks the lock. He and his men rush in and start searching every corner. Washington studies the place, trying to figure out who she is. Alex circles around the floor and finds Jefferson. She points a gun at him and forces him to hand over his silenced pistol. With her weapon trained on him, they walk backward through the hallway. Washington and the rest of his crew arrive at the same time. In her room earlier, Washington found the custom, high-end firearm she had left behind. It is the kind only serious professionals use. He realizes she's a pro. Alex keeps moving toward the elevator. She calls it down, steps inside with Jefferson, and knocks him out with a punch. Washington's men fire at her, and she shoots back as the elevator doors close. She does not ride it to the lobby. She stops on the middle floor, steps out, sends the elevator up to mislead them, and heads for the stairs. Downstairs, Washington figures out the trick and sends his men to cut her off at the stairwell. Alex sees them coming and steps away from the stairs before they get to her. One of the gunmen goes in after her. She sneaks behind him and slips into the laundry chute to escape. She changes clothes fast in the service area, then runs across the sky bridge toward the parking structure. Clinton spots her and reports it to the team. Alex reaches her Audi, which is still covered in soap from a confused valet cleaner, and jumps in. She floors it in reverse as a black BMW comes after her. Washington's group splits into 2 cars and opens fire while chasing her through the lot. Alex spins the car around and drives straight at Washington's vehicle, forcing him to swerve out of the way. Another gunman opens up on her with automatic fire, but she blasts past him and gets to the exit. She smashes through a police car blocking the way. There are metal spikes laid out, but she dodges them by crashing through the toll booth instead. Sirens pick up behind her. Police get drawn in by the reckless driving. One patrol car catches up and rams her from behind. She fights to keep control of the Audi during the chase. They only back off when Washington's vehicle slams into the police cruiser while aiming at her. The impact throws both cars off course. Alex crashes her Audi in the chaos and jumps out on foot. Washington climbs into another one with his men. They keep hunting her as she disappears into the city. Alex goes to Kelly's apartment and calls up from the entrance camera. She tells him there's a crew of hitmen hunting them, and Kevin has already been killed. Kelly does not believe her at first, but she insists and begs him to let her in. He finally unlocks the door just moments before one of the gunmen opens fire at her from the street. They rush inside the apartment and grab whatever weapons Kelly has. He is acting cocky and overconfident. He sends the elevator down, hoping the attackers will come up in it so he can shoot them when the doors open. Alex calls Penny, Kevin's wife, to warn her that Washington will come for her next. She tells Penny about the cash hidden in the attic and asks her to bring a package Kevin left specifically for Alex. Penny is bitter and jealous and refuses to listen. She does not trust Alex and thinks she is lying. The elevator starts coming back up. Kelly waits by the door with his rifle ready. The door is open, but no one is there. It was only a distraction. At the same moment, gunfire tears through the apartment windows. Kelly is hit multiple times and collapses. Washington and his men break in and spread through the apartment. Alex climbs into the ceiling space and hides above them. From there, she watches them search the rooms. Washington notices that the landline is off the hook. He presses redial and calls the last number. Penny is busy digging through the attic for the money Alex mentioned, so her young son answers the phone. Washington pretends to be from the phone company. The innocent boy gives him his name and address without understanding the danger. Alex listens from above, barely holding herself steady in the ceiling.
I know where she's heading. Let's move out. Tell Miss Clinton to get her ass in gear and join us.
She tries to call Penny again to warn her, but Penny hangs up the phone to stop whoever keeps calling. Penny eventually finds the stash. Inside the package, meant for Alex, are forged documents she would need to flee the country, along with the money. Meanwhile, Alex steals a motorcycle and heads straight to Kevin's house. By the time she gets there, Washington and his men are already inside. They knock Penny unconscious and take the bag she pulled from the attic. Washington leaves and orders his men to get rid of the family. Kevin's son runs into another room, and one of the henchmen goes after him. Alex bursts in and tackles the man. They fight violently, and she manages to overpower him after a struggle. In another part of the house, the second henchman is dragging Penny across the floor. Alex tells the kid to hide and goes after the man hurting his mother. The attacker jumps her from behind and tries to finish her off. Penny regains enough strength to help Alex break free, and together they manage to kill him. After killing the last gunman, Alex goes to Kevin's office and plugs the USB drive into his computer. A program starts running on its own. She notices a GPS lock has been activated, broadcasting their exact location. She pulls the drive out immediately before the signal can reach Washington's crew. She and Penny gather what they can and leave the house in a hurry with the kid. Somewhere else, the senator calls Washington. He is furious that Washington still has not recovered the drive. He sends his top enforcer to assist and reminds Washington that failure is not an option. At the hotel, Washington's crew quietly loads the bodies into bags and sneaks them out to their vehicles. As Alex arrives, she spots the same car that chased her earlier pulling out of the parking lot. She follows it from a distance. The car eventually reaches an abandoned industrial site. Washington and his crew get out. Jefferson complains about being ignored and not getting medical help. Clinton tells him to shut up or end up dead with the others. Alex slips into the building and hides behind the shadows. Penny calls her at the worst moment, and Jefferson hears the faint noise of the phone. He draws his gun and goes to investigate. Alex gets the jump on him and forces him to lie still. He refuses to cooperate, so she knocks him out and keeps him close as leverage. From under a parked car, she watches Washington and Clinton drag the bodies from the vehicle toward an incinerator. She pulls Jefferson up at gunpoint and calls Washington. By this point, she has figured everything out. The senator hired her and Kevin to steal the USB drive, then sent Washington afterward to clean up the mess and leave no witnesses behind. She tells Washington that she is close enough to shoot Jefferson and wants the diamonds in exchange for his life. Washington refuses without a second thought. He does not care about Jefferson at all. Alex shoots Jefferson in the head and walks away. As Washington and Clinton check the body, they notice a small device blinking inside the car. They bolt away just before the car explodes behind them. Washington calls Alex again. She lets the phone ring to bait them in and positions herself nearby. When they come closer, she ambushes Washington and holds a gun to him, demanding the diamonds. She does not see the third man coming up behind her. He smashes her in the head and knocks her out cold. She wakes up sometime later. Clinton had electrocuted her. She is tied to a chair and bleeding. They plan to break her until she gives up where the drive is. Washington walks in quiet and calm, like a man who enjoys watching people worry. He tells her the diamonds were fakes. He says she can make things easier for herself if she cooperates. Alex laughs at him and says nothing useful. They shock her again. Then Washington orders her leg to be clamped in a bench vise. The pressure builds slowly, and the pain is raw. He gives her one last warning. She still refuses. Washington stops the torture and changes tactics. He tells her a story about a young CIA entry specialist who set a bomb in a job that went wrong in Belarus. The target escaped. 3 children were killed instead. The specialist lost her career and went on the run. It is clear he is talking about Alex, and he means to use her guilt. He tells her that if she does not hand over the drive, he will find Penny and her son. Their deaths will be on Alex's conscience, the same way those children were. The threat works. She agrees to give him the drive at 9 that night at Cape Town Airport. They hand her a phone, and Washington forces her to call Penny. Alex tells Penny to bring the drive to the airport at 9. Before she leaves, Washington slashes her leg with a knife to make sure she cannot run. That evening, a black sedan pulls up to the airport. Washington steps out with Alex at his side, her injured leg slowing her down. They walk through the terminal together, trying not to draw attention. Penny, wearing a wig, she slips a locker key into Alex's hand. He tells her to open the locker herself. She refuses at first, but he reminds her that her face was all over the news after the heist. All he has to do is point at her, and the police will take her down. With no other choice, she agrees. Penny keeps moving through the terminal. She notices one of Washington's men shadowing her at a distance. Washington brings Alex to the storage area. She unlocks the compartment and takes out a large metal case. Even after she opens it and pulls out the drive, Washington is still wary. He orders Clinton to check the case for traps. Across the terminal, one of Washington's henchmen grabs Penny and tries to drag her away. Washington's gut feeling turns out to be right. Clinton spots a device hidden inside the case. Before she can react, the bomb goes off. The blast knocks them all off their feet. Clinton survives and tries to fight off the officers rushing in to secure the area. She takes down several of them with her bare hands before they finally shoot her. Alex and Washington both reach for the drive that flew out in the chaos. They grapple on the floor. Alex manages to knock him down and bolts for the exit. On the other side of the terminal, she finds Penny being restrained by the henchman. Alex takes him out and pulls Penny to safety. Washington, trying to look like a bystander, shoots a policeman who attempts to arrest him. He drops his weapon and starts walking calmly toward the exit, as if he has nothing to do with any of it. But the police spot him and surround him outside the terminal doors. Alex steps up to him with the drive already in her possession. She doesn't attack him. Instead, she taunts him and tells him to adjust his tie. When he reaches for it, she yells that he has a gun. The police open fire and take him down instantly. Alex slips away in the confusion. Penny is detained along with dozens of other witnesses and bystanders caught in the incident. Interpol arrives at the airport and immediately demands that the lead detective hand over all evidence from the heist. They are searching for Alex. Soon after, MacArthur, the senator's right-hand man, shows up. He is in charge of overseeing the Interpol investigation personally. Meanwhile, Alex moves through airport security, keeping calm despite her injured leg. The officer has trouble matching her new appearance to the passport photo, but after some hesitation, he reluctantly lets her board the first available flight. Once on the plane, Alex meets with her tech associate. He opens his laptop and accesses the encrypted files on the USB drive. Inside are detailed plans of the staged event meant to drag America into a new war. The scheme would allow the senator and his associates to make huge profits and secure the next election. Alex calls Washington's cell phone. MacArthur answers. She tells him that she knows exactly what they were planning and that she intends to release the information to the press. MacArthur warns her that if she does, they will hunt her down no matter where she goes. As Alex's plane takes off and disappears into the sky, MacArthur speaks with the senator. The senator sits in silence, realizing his political ambitions are unraveling and that his career may be over. Well, that's the end of this story. How did you like this recap? Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.